my human factors class. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to get yourself qualified to start working on it. So if you go to Microsoft and go through your apps, you should be able to see something called Power BI, and it'll have this handy dandy introduction module for you. And just to get started, it gives you a little introduction. Microsoft Power BI, which is business intelligence, is a reporting platform that shows data and can help manage your development tools using an online platform. That's our little introduction. And then it shows you kind of how to use Power BI. It's a desktop tool that's used by data analysts, and it allows you to organize, manage, and distribute your reports. Uh, the desktop version is available to download for free through the Windows Store or as a direct installer. You can access the Power BI service at app.powerbi.com. Using a work or school account, you should be able to use your UCO account if you're watching this. Uh, and you can get a free trial even if you don't have that account. So the workflow kind of goes in a little 6-step order here. Sorry about that meowing, that's my cat. You can use Power BI Desktop to connect the data and transform it using the Power Query editor. And you can use it to model data, create visualizations and reports, and publish your report and distribute your reports. And then it gives you kind of a little rundown of the building blocks. It shows you how to create a semantic model, how to create visualizations in a report, and it shows you a couple images just to show you what it does. It also shows you how to create a dashboard and shows you what that'll look like. It also gives you a little tour and shows you how to use it, uh, showing sample reports, how to distribute content, and template apps. And it shows you images through all of this so you understand what you're looking at when you go to use this yourself. It shows you even how to refresh it. Then it'll give you like a little knowledge check. You just go through and you answer these questions. It even lets you check your answers so you can see if you completely understood what you're doing. And then it gives you a summary. And when you hit complete module, it'll give you a fun little achievement. And it gives you this cool little XP bar, which I feel like is a fun way of making people feel like they're kind of playing a game rather than doing a task. And next, I'm kind of going to get into my assessment of it. So I did a TLX of it. The NASA TLX scale kind of just rates how much effort something you did took. So for mental demand, I gave it kind of on the higher end, just because I feel like it's kind of harder to pay attention uh, to, just because it's mostly paragraphs of information rather than videos. And personally, I prefer to learn something by doing it. Physical demand, really low. It's just sitting on your computer at home or at work learning how to do this. Temporal demand, it's kind of on the higher end just because of the amount of temporary focus it takes. Performance, I rated it as good because I found that I could get through it pretty easy. Effort, I put on the higher end just again because I'm more of a hands-on kind of learner, so it was a lot of effort for me to sit there and kind of learn it myself. Frustration, I put on the lower end. In my opinion, it was really easy to get through, but we're going to kind of walk through like an empathy map, um, which is designed for the limiting user. So empathy maps are in 4 quadrants, which include what the limiting user might say while doing this, what they might think, what they might do, and what they might feel. So as far as what they might say, the information is a little bit small and hard to read, and they also may not be sure how to apply it to action when they go to actually use Power BI. They may think that it's hard to pay attention and there's no opportunity for me to use what I'm learning here. What they would do while going through this is click through the module and read everything. And what they might feel is that the user experience was kind of fun, but they didn't feel like they're prepared for how to actually use this when the time comes. And then we're going to get into potential human factors issues. So, in my opinion, the task is draining cognitively, mostly because there is no use of videos and there's no way for you to test your knowledge through actual experience. So I believe that it should come programmed where you can click into Power BI and use it yourself and test what you're learning in these modules. I also think it's harder to read for people who may have eyesight issues like myself. The font is kind of small, and I'm sure you could go in and edit it yourself, but right now we're talking about what they're doing as a company to make this accessible. Some of the pros are it's pretty respectful of your time. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete, and it's easy to access on a computer. If I were to improve it, what I would do is use a bigger font for more visibility, use videos to increase my users' interests, use visual examples. They included some pictures, but I would recommend using more interactable examples and a testing program at the end so that users can test what they've learned. That's all I have for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you learned something about Power BI and human factors that you didn't know before now.